my surgical procedure, healing had already started. It had begun in my body. Because my body is wired to heal.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I said my body is wired to heal. And it's a complex process. But it's that process that has me able to stand before you this morning and say to you that I'm healed. Lean over and tell somebody I'm healed. Now, can I share with you just a minute and I'm going to be out of the way? Gotta watch us Pentecost. So, here's the reality. The moment that they cut into my skin and cut through the capillaries and blood vessels to get in there and do the work that needed to be done, as soon as they started doing it, my body's superheroes, of healing in my body, sprang into action immediately. First comes, now there are folks in here who know what I'm talking about. First comes what is called vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction is when the blood vessels around the wound begin to tighten to reduce the flow of blood once a cut is made to your skin. So if you cut yourself with a knife, immediately your body says, uh-oh, and it stops the flow of blood in that area for a minute so you won't overbleed. Did you hear what I said?
That's right. Yes.
And then your body sends platelets to the skin. Sticky blood cells that clump together and they adhere to the sides of that cut and they make a plug. Come on. They begin to process. Everybody understand me? And then they call for their sisters that are called the clotting proteins. And the clotting proteins in the blood join forces together with those platelets and they create what is called a fibronet. And the net holds the things together over the place where the cut was made. We call it blood clotting. But if it weren't for blood clotting, when we are cut, we would bleed to death. And in a minute, depending on how bad the wound is, the bleeding stops altogether. Anybody know what I'm talking about? You cut yourself and then you keep on putting pressure on it, and you keep on putting pressure on it, and then you keep on putting pressure on it, and then you look at it, and then it stops bleeding. Because your body has attended to the wound. Anybody find it? All right, and then the plug eventually becomes a scab. How am I doing with this?
All right,
that will eventually fall off. Or if it's on the inside, it will be reabsorbed into the body. So the blood stops, then it puts a cap on it. Come on now. It puts a cap on it, an inner cap and an outer cap. You get an innie and an outer cap. So that you won't bleed. And then once bleeding has been controlled, that's what the body does first. The next thing it does is it works on stopping infection. Listen to this. It works on stopping infection. And the blood cells, those blood cells, blood vessels rather, that were constricted, now dilate to allow the white blood cells to come through to the scene. Anybody hear me? It stops the blood, then it opens them up again. So that the white blood cells can come through, engulf, and destroy the germs. And then when the enemies of blood loss and infection have been vanquished, the body turns itself to healing and rebuilding. Now listen to this. Fibroblasts. You can do this work yourself. You got internet. Fibroblasts. All right? These things are capable of forming new skin. They gather at the edge of your injury and produce collagen. Oh, this wears me out. And they eventually fill the wound under the scab, creating new skin. Along the edges of the wound, you notice when you hurt yourself that the edges of the wound are thicker skin than what used to be there. And that the healing comes in from the north, south, east, and west. And it comes in toward the center. And it gets tighter and closer and closer and closer and closer, and then when the scab falls off, you have something under there that doesn't quite have your pigmentation in it. If you're a dark person, you'd be kind of pink with little brown dots. How am I doing? If you're a pink person, you'll be sort of white with little pink dots. How am I doing with that? And eventually, your pigmentation will even get together. And your color will come back. Come on now. And this was the one that I really liked. The scar tissue that remains at the place of your wound is stronger than the skin that was there before the wound happened. Oh, I'm preaching. I said it's stronger than the skin that was there before the wound happened. You healed, but there's a memory of the wound. But there's not a weak memory. Tell your neighbor, it's not a weak memory. Oh, there's a memory of the wound.
Oh, yes.
But it's not a weak memory. Anything that happens in that place, the next time is going to have to go some. Because you're stronger because of what you've been through than you were.
Oh, yeah.
Hallelujah.
Stronger, Stronger.
Hear me. Not all wounds heal equally. Generally speaking, more serious wounds take a little longer to heal.
That's right.
The body's got to do a little bit more. Here's what I really want to leave with you. Individual factors influence how quickly our bodies heal. Our body heals when we're in partnership. When we join forces with our healing. Your body is able to recover from a wound better if you have good nutrition. How much? So I said to my doctor, I said, so what do I need to do to make sure that I'm well? Because I had gastrointestinal reflux disease and my sugars were ebbing up. Anybody hear what I'm saying? You know, and I was on that path toward pre-diabetes. He said, well, you have to reduce your stress and you have to lose some weight. I said, well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Because there's some stress associated with what I'm doing. I said, so I'll get in the gym. You know how we do? I'll get in the gym. I'm going to get in the gym. He said, no, it's about eating. I said, but I want to get in the gym. He said, no, it's about eating. I said, you talking about fried chicken now. I said, well, beef stock, homemade beef rolls. I see where you're headed. And I said, I'll get in the gym. He said, no, he said, it's about eating. I had to go get me a therapist. Anybody understand? Does anybody in this house understand what I'm saying? I had to go hire me somebody. Talk to me about eating. I like to eat food. Good food. Don't play with me. Good food. See, nutrition and healing are married to each other. And nutrition, when nutrition heals us, it means that we have to change often how we feel about food. And I'll be the first to say to you, this is a great challenge. Change how we feel about food. I say it this way, as the progeny of slaves in this country. Because we were taught to eat low on the hog. Anybody know what I'm saying? And we were taught to make delicacies out of other people's throwaways. And we developed a palate for certain things. But a free man can't live on slave food. A free woman cannot heal herself on the food of bondage. Come on. It works in every area of our lives. When God shifts our realities to something else, then we have to eat the food for our reality.
I hear you.
We can't dwell in what was.
I hear you.
We got to live in what is so we can get ready for what's next. Hallelujah.